Welcome back to In His Mind. This is going to be very short here. I want to play something real quick, all right? Just check it out, and the link will be in the description below for you to go to if you're interested in.
The fact remains that these instances are so commonly reported throughout the world, from witnesses across multiple communities and backgrounds, that it seems almost cynical to simply pretend they do not happen. If the spirits of the dead can manifest themselves physically to their loved ones, leaving no trace of their appearance, then why should they not be able to do the same in utilizing technology?
Phone calls from the dead. So, I had a dream where me and my brother had sat down and talked, and I got some closure on his passing. But this was, I think, in 2010 or 2012. It was sometime when I was with my parents visiting, I want to say my grandmother in a log cabin that was in the family. And I got closure on his passing because when he ended up taking his own life, sadly, I was pulled out of a training exercise in 2009, April 27, 2009, I think, if I remember correctly. And I never got to say goodbye, never got any last conversations with him. So for me, it wasn't an electronic phone call, it was a dream. And stuff like that you remember bits and pieces of, even if you forget what the conversation itself was like. And it was comforting. I think other people can relate to this sort of thing because this channel, Bedtime Stories, and the sister channel, Wartime Stories, there's a lot of, I don't want to say like people going through the same thing, but there's a lot of like similar stories that people have had that they have talked about and commented down below. I mean, as far as scripture speaking, people have reported some of this being positive, with the endings being something very joyful. But for others, it's just very dark and ominous. It's very like, like, I regret what I did. Don't make the same decision or the same choice that I made. And for others, it's just very cryptic, very confusing. And this woman, just a couple of minutes ago, right before that part that you heard, she had a unborn, or rather, she would have had a brother that died in the womb, stillborn death. It's the one where the baby dies in the womb, and if the brother, if he would have grown up, he would have been called Rob, but the caller identified himself as Rob. And it was just an interesting story there. So, whether or not people can explain this sort of thing, it may not matter, but what matters is people have confirmed that this has happened all over. I want to say other people have talked to their loved ones saying goodbye or other messages, other conversations in dreams, and not just through phone calls. Either way, I completely forgot about this. I've had other dreams too where I want to say important things have changed or happened, but it's hard to put them. It's hard to make sense of them. My old kindergarten school, I had a dream that had burned down, and it turns out that the building itself was sold and relocated. Like, the whole entire school was relocated elsewhere. I ended up visiting the new school back, I want to say, in 2017, and everything was changed. It was a new place, a new environment, and only one person remembered me because of my family, my parents, which was incredible. So, yeah, I want to say that I think I'll just stop there. I think that there's, even if you can't make sense of some of this stuff, some of this is very comforting because this isn't, well, first, you get closure, and second, this isn't just me. This isn't just, like, you don't feel like you're going crazy when you hear that other people have gone through what other people experience what you've experienced, and that you're not the only one who's gone through this. And I think that's the reason why people are largely quiet about this stuff, is because it's like, no one will believe me, no one will understand, or whatever. Especially if you're in the military, it's just like something happens, you're just like, wow, I really can't talk about this because people are going to consider me, think that I'm crazy and that I'm going to lose my job here. I'm going to go to a psych ward or something. But then you find out that other people have been through what you've been through. You're just like, this is a huge relief. Yeah, but that's about it. It's not very long or anything, but listening to this video made me just stop and think about my brother, who's been gone for a very long time. 2009. That's like 15 years ago. Anyway, to everyone else who's passed away in our lives, I guess this is a good day as any, because tomorrow is Memorial Day. Alright, until next time, I hope this has been something thought-provoking to you. And even though it's hard to explain why all this happens, and just all the details, like the importance of these details in all of this, I still think God allows this stuff to happen just because it's important to us to get some closure, or to warn us because of the path that we're on. It may not even matter if they're spirits, or if they're actually like unclean or demonic spirits, or if they're actually spirits of the loved ones who are deceased. Because in almost all these cases, it seems that their loved ones are ones who meant a lot to these people who are making these calls, these supposed calls. They're not just random strangers. Anyway, until next time, I wanted to pass this on because this is important somewhere. I may end up redoing this video sometime in the future if I can get some more information on this. But as it is, if you're looking for a biblical story to delve into for more information that is very intriguing, and people have dug into this for a very long time, the Witch of Endor in the Bible, because that has been dissected time and time again, and it's just very much similar to this, making contact with someone who died recently in the story that was in the entire story. All right, until next time, all right?